Right, welcome back. You're watching Morning Live, and this next story is bordering on bizarre. I mean, the program's received reports and pictures of what looks like a strip show at the Johannesburg Correctional Centre, Medium B, popularly known as Sun City. The event happened in full view of inmates at the centre. And to get a clearer understanding of what actually happened, we're now joined by the Correctional Services spokesperson, Nxumalo. A very good morning to you and welcome to Morning Live. So these images have been doing the rounds on social media. How is it that we've got women dressed scantily and can only look like lingerie, appearing to be playing with inmates? How could this happen? And was it a strip show?
Morning, Peter, and thank you for giving us this opportunity. One must say that as a department, we're very disturbed by the images to a point that the minister has dispatched the senior management of the department to go to Johannesburg Correctional to really, get to the bottom of this, establish what really happened there. But we must say that it's something that cannot be allowed. If you can allow us just to share some light. What happened there is that it was an event in line with June 16 commemoration. So everything was approved for. And in those approvals, it was clear that it must be done according to the policies and procedures, of the department. But the management aspect of that particular event is where things, really went wrong.
Let's start step by step.
Yes.
What was approved? What event was supposed to take place on June 16? What were they going to do? What were they trying to do for the inmates?
The month of June, it is very important in the calendar of this country. So even as correctional services, we also have, internal programs where, as part of rehabilitation, we somehow remind even the offenders to say there's a bigger responsibility. Once you are done with your sentence, never forget to go back, to your community, and give back and do something positive. So even be aligned to some of those events to say even the rights that they enjoy today is because of the sacrifices that were made previously.
Okay.
So with this event, so what needed our officials, should have managed it properly to say to the external stakeholder, which was part and parcel of the event, and it was approved for. They were supposed to inform them by the moment they moved into the entertainment part of it to say it's an appropriate way in that particular manner.
Okay, let's stop before we get to the entertainment.
Yes.
So you've got external stakeholders that sold you a product. They said, listen, this is what we're going to do for you on June 16 to educate your inmates. What did they tell you they were going to do?
For that particular event, everything was in line with June 16.
Right.
So in that program, there will also be entertainment.
Okay.
But our officials are fully aware in terms of the procedures and the policies.
Did you know what the entertainment was going to be?
It was just defined entertainment.
Okay.
But in that, our officials then should have informed them immediately. They changed to that particular attire to say it's inappropriate to in that particular manner, considering the environment within which the event was taking place.
You see girls with lingerie before they go on stage. You just stop it. You don't let it carry on.
Hence, we are saying we're investigating this to really get to the bottom of to say what really happened, who's responsible for this. And we've worked with a number of external stakeholders. I mean, we hold the Guinness Book of Records for knitting the biggest blanket, working with an external stakeholder. We have the best yoga programs in Portsmouth, working with the external stakeholders. So we wouldn't want to use this.
I guess the question is, how does one reconcile women dressed in underwear with June 16?
Hence, I'm saying is that the management aspect of the event is when then it should have been kicked in to say it's inappropriate to end that particular event, irrespective of the type of entertainment.
Were these women safe in that kind of environment, dressed like that?
For all our events, there is a security plan attached to it. So we had enough security personnel. So in terms of that, we are sure that there were no caps. But still, it bothers us that, they were allowed, to be in such close proximity, with our inmates and wearing in that particular fashion. It's something that the investigation must really get to the bottom. And if some of our officials are found to have floated our policies, which is an indication now, action will be taken, and we're very firm on that.
So, again, we're just trying to make sense of this whole thing. And it seems to me that somebody who procured the services of a stakeholder didn't do his job properly, didn't find out what was going to be provided, and didn't discuss it with the service provider.
No, how it happens is that we receive quite a lot of proposals and work with a number of people to say, in line with your 16, we propose to come to your center to perform this thing. Someone may say maybe it's a replica of Sarafina or whatever, but then it will not go to such descriptive detail to say this is what would be wearing. Hence, then the management of the event must then come.
This isn't a public.
No, policies are there. Hence, then the management aspect to say those in charge of that event should have then checked to say, but hang on, you cannot go and perform wearing like that, or may perhaps use something else, so that at least
So you're
the
saying
images
it's
are
fine
proper.
to have women come and dance as long as they're dressed properly?
What we always do is that we have a number of people who come to our centers and their security plan attached to it, and we get appraised to say what is it that we'll be doing, and then our police is there to guard in terms of, let's say, if there's a deviation to say, hang on, we cannot be doing that. You can even stop an event right there and there if, let's say, that external stakeholder is doing something outside the scope.
So who took the pictures?
So that's part and parcel of the investigation. We also need to establish who took those images. Was it our officials or perhaps the external stakeholder? So as soon as that investigation is complete, we will get to know.
All right, so bottom line, system failure, and you're going to find out what went wrong and people will be dealt with.
The management of that event compromised us. So the investigation will have to get to the bottom of that. If, heads must roll, definitely they will roll. But let's wait for investigation to be completed, then we'll take action.
All right, Mr. Nxumalo, thank you very much indeed for joining us, and thank you for clearing that up a little bit. I'm not sure that people at home are going to calm down because, I've been told that there was massive wardrobe failure there as well. That's where we'll leave it. It's actually quite serious, but we'll leave it there for the time being. We'll be back after this.